Next up, we have Partyt Igång by Bossfight featured in Geometry Dash. Once again, everybody, this is a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician and composer, and my objective here is to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what is happening here, musically. I forgot that we were this many in, but this LFA over here that we're recording is LFA number 502. I forgot that we were doing 500. This is LFA number 502, which coincidentally is the code for Guatemala, which is where I'm from. So I am cursed with still being associated with the country. So yes, and yes, Justo, yes we are. So yeah, there you go, LFA number 502. So I'm going to be explaining things in a way so that you don't have to be a professionally trained musician to understand what is happening here musically. So, if you like the sound of that, make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. Once again, everybody, members get early access to the content. Artists, I want to collaborate with everybody, whether it is you want my guitars, and my Mongolian throat singing, you know, the good old ooh, ooh, ooh kind of thing, regular sing. I have a whole spiel for that at the end of the video. Stick around for that. Disclaimers showing on your screen right now, so go ahead and pause the video if you want to read them in full. Let's go ahead and do this. Partyt or Igång. Igång. Let's go. Oh, there we go. I have to start it again. Okay, so we start with, of course, a very nice bass drum snare giving us our initial beat. We have an accordion giving us some accompaniment, and Udo, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the mosh pit. Welcome today. So accompaniment is the backing band, is the ones that do not get the spotlight. So right now we are having the accordion doing, of course, the accordion things. Usually the accordion is going to play chords. When you're doing a accompaniment, this is very common for the accordion to play block chords plus the bass. So a very common thing to do is, for example, we can have this C major chord over here. And what we can do is that we can arpeggiate part of the bass line. Arpeggio when you play one chord one note at a time, right? And we bring the bass line doing the root, which is the first note that we have, and then the fifth. And we basically alternate between those, and we have one beat with the bass, one beat with the chord, then the other one. And I think this was in minor key. So you can have that kind of feeling, and I think in this case even the major scale might sound good. So yeah, you can have all these kind of things, like very polka kind of thing. Like this is a very standard. This is not entirely exclusive to polka. This is a standard thing in most countries because it's a very, very easy way of carrying the rhythm in the accompaniment. Very good for accordions, very good for pianos, for guitars, that kind of thing. So let's see where this goes. Oh, and then we have, of course, a melody at the top giving us our initial motif. Motif being the smallest version of your musical idea, the seed, the essence from which everything else comes from. Let's see where this goes. Ooh. All right, so we bring in... So now we bring in, of course, the full drum beat. We bring the full accompaniment. Now we switch over to full synths. And now we are having a variation of the motif. Very, very cool. We're doing a couple of things. One, we are repeating notes. So instead of having the motif, of course, being, you know, let's say we bring this very simple C major motif, right? Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to repeat the first note a few times. That just gives a little bit more pace for these, like changing the rhythms, changing these around. It can really, really change, you know. So from here to, you can really, really change the dynamics of everything. Is really, really cool. Let's see where this goes. And of course, we're having the different endings. So the first half of the motif is being played normally, and then the second half is going to have some sort of variation for it, which is a fairly good way of handling your motif. It helps you develop it while keeping the same motif. Let's see where it goes. Okay, and I like that we also have a chiptune, giving us some arpeggiated chords in almost like strumming the chords. Strumming, of course, I forget the name when you do it on the piano, but strumming is in guitar when you play all the strings. So it's faster than an arpeggio, but it's not quite a block chord. Because, of course, a block chord, arpeggio, but if we do it very fast, it kind of is a block chord, but not really. So we're having that. And then we have, of course, this happening in a chiptune being syncopated. Syncopation is when you play against the beat. Right now, it's super easy to tell whenever the bass drum or the snare hit that is on beat, everything that plays between that is syncopated. And in this case, of course, being the arpeggios, this little strumming thing that we're doing. Of course, we can have it even more like what we were doing with the polka. Oh, let me bring the piano back forward. What we were doing with the polka, right? We have the bass giving us the beat, and then we have the piano being syncopated, the chord above being syncopated. So yeah, we're having that going, and then we're having the melody being done. Let's see where this goes. Nice, Michael. Variations in the motif, very nice. Ooh, nice. Okay, and now we engage in call and response. So call and response being a musical conversation. Right now it's very easy to hear. So we have, and the best part is that this one was a call with an inverted response. So inversion is when you play something upside down, when you flip something upside down in music. So let's say we bring back the C major motif. If we were to invert it, then instead of going up, it goes down. And in this case, we are doing a call and response type. Again, call and response, musical conversation. One part does one thing, the other one, when that one stops, the other one starts. When that one stops, the other one starts, back and forth, call and response. So if we were to do this, with the C major example, we have, and we can do it even higher, right? So that is it. Call, response. So we're doing something like that, except, of course, with this motif. Oh, so yeah, that's where it goes. Variation of the motif. Variation with the motif with some chromaticism added to it. So chromaticism is when we use the chromatic scale to bring notes. We borrow notes from the chromatic scale. So what the hell am I talking about, right? So when it comes to harmony being the chords, the scales that you use, we base everything out of the chromatic scale. The chromatic scale is all 12 tones of music in the Western world. That is all white and black keys. That is the chromatic scale. Out of the chromatic scale, by the way, each individual of these is called a semitone or a half step, right? And out of these, you bring out a formula and you make scales out of them. Scales, of course, are going to be usually 7 notes out of the chromatic scale, and then they're going to follow the same formula. Let's say, for example, the scale of C major, to keep it simple. So C, D, E, F, G, A, and B, with C being the 8th and first note, which would be the root note or the octave. So if we were to engage in chromaticism, that means we would play any note that is not in the scale for the purposes of smoothing things out. So in this case, it would be, the any of the black keys right now, because the C major scale, it's all the white keys on the keyboard, which means we have these other 5 notes that are not used in the C major scale. However, if we engage in chromaticism, let's bring the C major motif, we can engage in chromaticism. We can use a note that was not in the original, but we can use it to smoothen it. And of course, this can also be done downwards, right? So let's say we bring the inversion. we can do that as well. Chromaticism is borrowing notes from the chromatic scale that do not belong to the existing scale to give you this kind of additional step to this. So we're engaging in that for this variation. Let's see where it goes. We repeat. Ooh, very nice. New version of the motif. New version of the motif with a little bit of reduction. So, reduction being when you speed something up. The opposite of reduction is elongation, by the way. Elongation. Reduction would be, let's say we take the motif again. We speed it up. Simple as. Elongation, the opposite. So right now we're doing a little bit of reduction with this slightly faster than before, and we are taking mainly the repeated note part of the motif, and we're building a new melody from this. Let's see where this goes. New synth, and now we have the chiptune engaging in those arpeggios. And we bring a harmonized melody. So harmonization is the unofficial name for this. The proper name for this is in counterpoint. It is called parallel motion. Counterpoint, of course, being the study of melodies, how they develop, how they interact with one another, usually under the context of having two or more melodies at the same time. And counterpoint is often measured in motion. Motion, of course, we have three types. We have parallel, we have similar, and we have contrary. Now, let me go down to up, right? So contrary motion means that you have two melodies from two different points in the scale that are going the opposite way. So in this case, let's see, we could have this one, right? C, the inverted C motif, right? Then we bring in another melody starting from E, the motif from C just starting from E. And if we do contrary motion, that means they're both going separate ways. So we have that, and it goes the same way around, right? That kind of thing. Similar motion is a little bit more complex. It means that they are mostly going the same direction, but they're not really one-to-one. Similar motion is mostly where species counterpoint comes from, which is a far more complex topic than this, right? Like how many notes for note. So it could be something like this. That kind of thing where, yes, they were mostly heading the same way, just not entirely. And then parallel motion is when you have two melodies that are playing the same thing just from different points in the scale. In this case, this kind of thing. The third is one of those popular types, and we just call it harmonization so that we don't have to be like, oh, it's parallel motion. So yeah, let's see where this goes. So you can hear the two synths playing the same thing from different points in the scale. Playing without the repeated notes too. Slightly different drum beat too. Oh, we changed the drum beat and it completely changes the feeling of this. My God. Okay, I have to bring it up. This goes to show the importance of your accompaniment of your drums and that kind of stuff. If you want to hear an example of this being done to the extreme, listen to the intro of The Mirror by Dream Theater. I hadn't mentioned this in a while, so there you go. In The Mirror by Dream Theater, the guitar in the first minute is doing an ostinato, which is to the same thing over and over and over again. You know, John, 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 John. And while the guitar is doing that over and over and over again, the bass, the drums, the synth, they're changing around it. They're just changing what they're doing, and they're completely changing the feeling of the guitar. There's points where it's genuinely difficult to tell that the guitar is still doing the exact same thing. So right now, to a less egregious extent, we are doing this. Over here, we changed the drums a little bit from the more electronic beat to a more heavy metal beat over here, and it's working fantastically. Let's see where it goes. And right now we are having, and of course, one of the things that distinguishes metal is that you have the bass drum engaging in more than just the beat and also engaging what is called accents. Accents in music is for accentuation. Accentuation being when you highlight specific points of the melody or the rhythm that are outside of the beat. Right now you can hear it, like the drum is going very slow, like the drum beat, dum, pa, dum, pa. However, the kick drum in between is playing at the same rhythm of the other notes. So the kick drum, the bass drum, is doing the boom, 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 which is parallel to the other one, engaging in accents, which is what makes so much of heavy metal sound the way it sounds with this kind of rhythm. So let's see, El Mirror, no, El Espejo de El Teatro del Sueño. That's the name. Let's see where this goes. Oh! And off the ramp we go. Off the ramp, of course, being a colloquial term that I use. Colloquial, by that I mean that there's no official academic definition for it, or at least I'm not using it for the sake of simplicity. And off the ramp is a specific type of transition. It can be as short as a couple of beats. It can be as long as an entire section. And the point of it, the purpose of it is to make your listener feel suspended up in the air at the mercy of inertia, waiting to see where you land. How do you do that? Remove the drums. Maybe the bass as well, which is kind of what we're doing over here. We now just have the snare giving us that beat. Let's see where it goes. And we're doing another version of the motif. And we are engaging in doublings now. Doubling being when you have more than one instrument playing the same thing at the same time, and we're swapping back and forth. We bring back the accordion. We're bringing back one of these variations of the melody. Oh, God, it's really good. There's really good melody. Really, really good melody. That's where it goes. There we go, doublings with the call and response. Pure climax over here. So you can tell this is the climax of the piece because we are revisiting as much of the material that we've done before. This is a really good melody, dude. I'm a melodically oriented musician. I love melodies. Like I compose based on melodies first, and this is so good, dude. This is a really good melody. I love it. Let's see where it goes. The call and response. We're having the Chiptune doing the whoa! And we have now engaged in sequencing. Sequencing being a way to develop your material when you repeat the same melodic shape just from a different starting point. So now, of course, we're gonna bring back the C major motif, right? So you have this one going on, and we would then repeat the same motif just from a different starting point. So we could do something like this. And we can just do it from up or down, down and up. You can really just change how you're sequencing. Of course, this time we're just taking the same motif. We're doing it from a different point in the scale. How do you know if your request went through? You will see a video of it. That's how you really know. If you're outside of the stream, that's how you really know. If you see the song in the YouTube channel, it means that it went through. If you're talking about the offline queue right now, because I'm not doing this full time, yes, there's a lot of songs in the queue. It's a very low chance, but you know, I'm trying to figure out more ways of doing, but we will see. Charlie, welcome today. How you doing? So yeah, let's see where it goes. We are sequencing this. Let's see where it goes. Ah, the beautiful call and response. I love the call and response there. Oh, there we go. Okay, so now we take away the melody, now that it's the outro. This is one of the very few times when not giving the motif the spotlight can actually work. Because we're ending the track. Right now we're bringing it back to the accompaniment. I think the motif is still hidden in one of those lines over there. So let's see where this goes. Right, it's very good, yeah. Oh yeah, we're having like a solo version in one of the synths giving us a variation of the melody. Very lovely. Oh man, this is really good. So yeah, we're just... Alright, so we bring back remove a bunch of the layers, and we bring back the accordion. We're doing a little bit of recapitulation from the beginning. Let's see how it ends. All right, we let that accompaniment go a few more times. It loops over. One last hit of the drums. We let that echo out. And there you have it. Man, that was really fun. There you go. That was Partyt Igång by Bossfight, featured in Geometry Dash, is my understanding. Man, those really good melodies. Once again, everybody, this has been a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician and composer, and my objective here has been to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what's happened here musically. Once again, this has been number 502. I can't believe we made it this far so fast. 502 LFAs. I'm loving this. I'm loving this so much. So yeah, if you're watching this on the YouTube video archive thing, thank you for watching. Be sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. Once again, everybody, if we somehow hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube before Christmas of 2025, which is still a possibility, not very likely, but possible. If that happens, I will take a single fan fiction of the choice of the community. I will fully produce, record, and voice act an audiobook for it. We also have a member offering to do a Discord Nitro giveaway. We might do other kinds of giveaways as well. If you have any other ideas or you want to contribute, let me know. We'll make as much of it work as possible. This has to be achieved through legitimate and honest means only. No account duping, no botting, no buying followers, no account alts, no rat behaviors like that. Go share the videos with your friends, with your families, with your family's friends, with your friends' families. Those are two distinct concepts, by the way. I'll answer this question in a second. Let me just finish the outro. Share this with your online and offline communities. Use the hype function on YouTube. I don't know how it works, but we have a group on the Discord that does. Link down below. Go check out, go coordinate with them. Artists! Yes. Coordinate with hype function. Yes. Artists. I want to collaborate with everybody and everybody. Bossfight, any other artists. If you want any of my musical skills, whether it's my guitars, my Mongolian throat singing, you know, the good old kind of thing, or voice acting, regular singing, or you want help figuring out something for your composition, or anything else that you would like me to do, just reach out, let me know, we'll make something work out. I want to collaborate, right? So, and if you're in the audience and you know any artists that could benefit, let them know, reach out, let them know. Please do not harass anyone, please do not spam anyone, don't be a rat about it. Members get early access to the content. I schedule the videos for the week on Saturdays, and if you're a paid member on YouTube, regardless of your tier, you get access to the videos when I schedule them on Saturdays, at least for the LFAs. So become a member today. If you want to listen to this without me interrupting every 3.5 seconds, I will be linking it in the description down below. If you want to request a song and you're not on the live stream, check the pinned comment. It has the instructions on what to do. And if you want to catch the streams when they happen live, we aim for Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Central European Time. If you are not in Europe, do not worry. We have the full up-to-date streaming schedule showing in your local time zone in both Discord and Twitch, both linked down below. So if you live in Zacapulas, Guatemala, which, you know, 502, this is LFA number 502, Guatemala, so we thought this would be appropriate. If you live there and you're like, yeah, well, what time is 6 p.m. in Hungary? I don't live there, do not worry, just go to the Discord or Twitch, both linked down below, and it's going to show in your local time zone. And follow the gaming channel. I have a gaming channel because, of course, I have a gaming channel. I'm on YouTube. What else could I possibly have? Games are Basterd. That's where I put the gaming after show recordings. When they happen, we record them live on stream, and then they get put over there in the recordings. Link down below, or just search on YouTube, same username as James R. Basterd. Just swap the J for a G, and you got it. And, yeah. There you go. I'm not going to try to pronounce this again. Bossfight, Geometry Dash. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. But, yeah. Let's move on.